Howdy folks, and welcome back to this Let's Play of Stellaris. My name is Sonelias. Let's get going by loading, of course, the end of the last save game as we had left it. Now, what we had actually started doing, we actually started basically colonizing using our former vassals. So we had actually gone through a process of integrating the Gorf into our civilization. We'll make now up about 15% of our total population. But the Gorf themselves actually are living in, or have got different preferences in terms of environment they live in. So these got a tundra preference, whilst we ourselves have got more a continental preference. Yeah? So because of that, we should of course see also that there is different preference in terms of what kind of worlds to live on and so forth. So this is relatively similar to what you see on the ocean preference, but this is quite different. Different color indicator already on there. But yeah, we got full citizenship for these guys here. So, cool. So let's see what we can do in terms of colonizing some of those additional worlds here. Got an alpine world here as well, so I'm actually in the midst of creating some additional colony ships. Was this their home world? I believe it was. So yeah, I'm going to basically create at least one more of those ships here. I had already sent one further out up north here. So I'm actually colonizing this world here, or actually I have colonized it already, I should say. No, it's still in the midst of colonizing it. Because it's in one of the sectors there, I don't really notice it as much. Now let's have a brief look at our sectors. If I go to the sector here, sector management, I don't have any leadership on that particular sector yet. That would be a good idea, I guess, to basically allocate a leader towards that. So what can I do? Leader lifespan 52. I can actually take one of the Gorf here now, basically allocate him as a leader. Oops, what happened? One of our leaders died. Governor Madison Silverstone has died at the age of 77, and that was the governor of Alpha Centauri. So we're going to recruit a new leader here for Alpha Centauri. Allocate him to that particular planet. And I can still carry on with what I was intending on doing just a second ago. Basically, taking out the sector and assigning a leader to the sector. I'm quite inclined to use a Gorf here. Let's see, intellectual, and that basically gives me an output of different bits. Now let's go for this guy here, though. So this one's actually got an age boost. So for the moment being, that should be relatively okay. I could of course deposit additional bits here, which I'll do for the moment being. Just give them a bit of an extra boost, so at least they got enough resources to be able to develop that sector further. That particular system I'm keeping in my own hands for the moment being. Hold on. I can actually send out, of course, what have we got here? I've already got a construction ship here. I'm going to build research stations here. Yep, that should do for the moment.
Colony established.
Sweet. So that colony is now up and running. So the sector is ruled from the planet Roshan Prime. Unrest is -5, building speed complete. Is +5%, etc., etc. So the various different ups or upsides are already visible quite easily on there. Let's actually have a look at the other planets, see where we stand. Any vacant lots in here? I don't see any vacant lots on here at the moment, except for this one here.
Construction complete.
Now what could I build on here to basically help the actual population? I can of course build the military academy. That gives me some extra research options, so society as well as engineering. At the same time, it gives me an army build speed increase with a reduction in unrest as well. Have I got enough of any other resource on there to be able to do anything there? No, I think I'm going to actually build that military academy here. And we have finished actually one of the items of research. So let's have a look at what we can build next. Sentinel point defense. That is a... what is it kind of weapon is it? It is a point defense for the actual fleet. So let's actually research that one. It's going to be 5 months. So it's a relatively quick one to research. Trade deal with the nation there has expired. Okay, so let's offer them a new deal. Active sensor link. Let's offer them some incentives here. That's a little bit too much. Let's do that in smaller steps. There we go. That should do for the moment. They have accepted that. Perfect. So here I'm building that military academy. On this planet here itself, I can't make any changes here yet. This guy is migrating to Nugan Prime. Where's Nugan Prime? Ah, that's that new colony I created here earlier. That's this world here.
Construction complete.
Upgrade some of their ships bits. What is happening here? This is a Trembelon, so that's a different species it looks like.
Incoming transmission.
Trembelon. Okay. Ah, hold on, we got a new tradition that we can actually choose here. Now, in this instance I can actually choose to standardize the construction template. Once I actually complete all of these, what's the key benefit? Is terraforming cost to be reduced and unlock one of them here. Let's go for this one for the moment being. So ship construction cost will be reduced. Human psychic people should not be prisoners in the Psychic Foundation, and neither should our own people be limited to inhabit our territory. Let us agree to remedy this. So they are looking for a migration treaty. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's quite agreeable. Let's double check these guys out though. Double check them out. Not proper English, is it? They are members of the alliance there. So let's accept that deal. Let's see how that can actually help us in terms of our progression here. So these guys are up down there, so pretty much on the other side of the galaxy, but still they should be able to make or help us in terms of contributions here as such. Ah, that's now become ours. That's good. Or has it always been ours? I'm not quite sure. Either way, we've got some nice growth in this sector here as well. So what have we got there? We still got that Ether Drake here. The question is, will I be able to make it to that world before the Ether Drake moves in? Now, this might be a world I can actually potentially colonize still. 13. Where can I actually move it out to spread our wings a little bit further out? Or yeah, push our borders a little bit further out, maybe is what I should say. So we're at 5 out of 8 on that one, and basically 7 out of 7 on that one. So where else have I got systems which I could colonize? I can put another colony here, an Arctic world, if that is. Here I've got another Arctic world which I can colonize, which actually if I put it here I might be able to get rid of that sector over there. So let's maybe go for this one here. Let's colonize this planet here. Go for it. Sweet. And let's maybe in the meantime also build another colony ship on the world here. So at least we got a little bit, resource availability once it comes down to us being in a position where we need to be able to expand. Right, what have we got here?
Complete. Research complete.
Research completed. That's of course the Sentinel Point defense. Planetary sensor range increase, which is a quite nice one. Or energy capacity. That is antimatter reactors. So let's actually go for this one because I was always actually I need this one first. Improved assist research allows our research ships to basically help with actually individual worlds. And hold on, have I got 2 here? Okay, looks like. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to send them both back home. Both to the solar system to start off with. So 2 science ships I've got here. Both of them are en route back to our homeworld. And my idea with this particular one here was, once I actually got a colony up and running here, I might be able to get rid of the outposts here, which actually helps me in terms of my influence gain. At the moment I got 4 outposts, which of course reduces that level of influence. But if I were to be able to get around that issue, that would be nice. This is the center that we got here. I actually got another spot here that I actually didn't do anything with yet. Now what could I do here? Have I got much energy production going on? I got a few. So I might actually be able to build another energy production facility here. Yes, I'm getting rid of that minerals. And my energy production here is coming through on the various different ones out here. We finished research. Pitharan dust refinery. Alright. I can remove blockers. Now let's have a look. That is a... what is that? That is a jungle blocker, isn't it? Which of these have got jungle blockers on there? That's a dense jungle. So actually removing that dense jungle from there would be really quite beneficial.
Construction complete.
Ooh, interesting. Let's upgrade these entries here. Now if I start a new colony here...
Construction complete. Colonization in progress.
Once that completes... so additional happiness here, which is fine. I've got a visitor center here already, which makes the alien migration attraction bigger. With the reason why I got the Tremblon on here. Now, what have I done in terms of the Tremblon demographics? Indeed. Really? Is that my... no, that's the full species list. Let's set their rights properly on here. So colonization is allowed. Limited military service. Full citizens. Population control and... migration control enabled. Prevent population of the from moving freely between our worlds. I'll remove that migration control on there, which is fine. Now if I change this to be the Gorf, let's find Gorf here. Have I set anything of that sort? Have I got any migration control on here? Nope. Perfect. Let's have a look at our factions briefly. So, looking at our factions here, these guys are not quite happy. No species-wide slavery. Effects. Also enslaving an entire species will greatly displease the Alien 8 Alliance. Now, I don't think I actually have got any slavery in my population, do I? No purges. Recently uplifted. Pre-sentient survival and land grab objectives and federated. Okay, now let's have a look at our demographics once again. So if I look at what I've got on here, so these guys here, I can actually uplift them now, which is good. Now I do want to change their preference slightly, so at least they get access to some of the other worlds as well. Now currently they are on an ocean world. Which one has got the closest proximity to that? None of these, unfortunately. Nomadic, no. Resilient, conservative, rapid breeders. Let's pause again for just a second. So we're going to basically make them rapid breeders on there. That'll be a quite significant cost, won't it? Question: do I want to invest that amount of money or that amount of effort into them? I think so.
Situation log updated.
Let's go to that situation log. And I'm actually going to start that research and finish in about 73 months. Alright, we've been approached by a delegation from the Subterran aliens on Chara Prime. It seems that their empire has fallen on hard times recently. They are facing the threat of famine. They are pleading with us to provide them whatever assistance we can. Of course, we'll give her whatever we can. So energy is given to them. So apparently they eat energy, I guess. That's what it looks like, at least.
Construction complete.
Cool. So 6 out of 9. Alright, I can upgrade that one here. Checking all the other ones, just making sure I got everything in order. Chara Prime's got a desert entry here, and that would allow us, of course, to get access to that pet. So Alpine preference, 7-3, Gregarian, endurance, and ethic militarist. Interesting. Let's kick up the game speed here a little bit. So how might I actually work with this here? Let's go back to this system here, and let's actually have a look at what we can do here. Observatory, we can do synchronized defenses. In terms of actual construction items there, I'm going to leave those as they stand for the moment being. I'm not going to do an upgrade on there, that's quite fine. I haven't got the technology for that anyways. So the first couple of systems are basically all working together quite nicely. So Chara Prime. Probably the ones over here I'm going to merge together, I guess. Let's just see how that goes for the moment being. Kicking up the game speed here to basically run at maximum. If I look at my naval capacity, I've got quite a bit of capacity here. To, of course, yeah, make things easier. Gotta build some extra cruisers here. Surface structure. I can upgrade this building here as well. Now, active volcanoes I cannot remove as of yet, which is fine. What else could I do here?
Construction complete.
Look at that, one of our governors has leveled up, which is great. Surface construction queue has finished here. Builder Prime.
Construction complete.
Basically finished our spaceport upgrades here, which again is fine. So if I look at building a colony ship here, I can actually choose which of these people to actually use here. Migration speed is reduced for these guys. These got a Tundra, sorry, preference for Alpine. Tundra. Alpine works fine for them as well. So there was a recent wave of earthquakes on Chara Prime. Recent buildings in several of our settlements have collapsed with many fatalities as a result. The Sub-Terran alien empire is excavating a new cavern deep underground where they plan to build a new city, and this appears to be the source of the earthquakes. Happiness suffers there for a little while. Okay, so be it. There is a secondary world here, which is a Tundra world. Okay. Yes, I know you're not entirely happy. We can remove this here now. Sub-Terran entrance. Alright, do I want to really remove that? A large hole in the ground that leads into the extensive cave network stretching beneath the surface of this world. I'm not going to remove it. I'm going to leave that as is for the moment being, I guess. I'm waiting for us to be able to remove that jungle, and then we can actually do something interesting there again.
Research complete.
We finished research of plasteel. Ooh, interesting. Batarian power plant. Should be a relatively quick one to finish.
Construction complete. Colony established.
Right, so at the moment we are overstretched, so we got one too many colonies here now. So what am I going to do about that? Now let's say that I basically have a quick look at where my individual worlds are placed. I could of course say I got a nice world here, I got a nice world there. These two could form their own sector. Now that would of course put quite a bit of emphasis on their species. It doesn't really mix much of our species together, does it? The question is, do we want to basically get that kind of situation, or do we want to work with this differently? Actually, I got a civilian ship here that I need to use. Let's find one closer to home. Okay, none of them is closer to home, but we got an extra resource we can actually get to in the meantime. Let's have a look. That is a outpost I got. That is a Tundra World. This one here, I'm kind of hoping to be able to remove. Or should I go for this one here? That's probably the easier one to remove. So let's remove this one here. Right, what can I do in terms of... that's just outside of my borders. Darn. Okay. I'll get it back eventually, but yeah, bit of a pity. Which one am I going to remove here? I'm not quite sure yet. Our main fleet, I want to move them down here. I've got one sector already up there. Where am I going to build the second sector? I could well basically do these two here. Sorry, is that a planet? Yes. Build on. What have I got in terms of this? Yeah, I probably want to do these two here. So I'm going to create a brand new sector here. So let's have a look at the planets and sectors. And let's of course zoom out. We are going to create a new sector. Starting off with that one here. I'm going to go down here, pick up that one. And then from there I'm going to go to that one and then this one. So that basically means I've got 2 planets with people on there now as part of that particular realm. Okay. So if I look at my actual leaders, planets and sectors here, I should have actually seen that one of my leaders would have become available. There we go, that one's available now. And I've just been able to allocate it straight onto there. Now this planet here has got no leaders at the moment. Nagan Prime. And of course that makes sense because Nagan Prime actually does it. Nagan Prime. Why is there no leader assigned to Nagan Prime? Have I got any spare leaders here? Arriving in 10 days, build on Prime. Okay. No, I don't see anything particular here at the moment. Could I recruit a new leader? Yes, I could. I actually can go for this youngest one here. And assign her. Perfect. Let's get the clock up and running once again. Spaceport on Nagan Prime, is that it? No. On the surface we did something here. We can upgrade individual structures here. Perfect. Alright, so let's have a look at this planet here once again. So let's actually go back to this planet here. What else could I build here? I think what I want to do, I basically want to get more power to be generated here to start off with. So firstly, I'm going to basically build that energy grid here. What I'm going to then do, I'm actually going to build more of the power plants. Food production here as well, of course. And I get as much benefit from this particular planet as I can. Of course, getting all the relevant upgrades on there.
Research
so look at the demographics again. So we got various different species here now. How far away from actually that finishing of the upgrade, or the still a little while off. But in the meantime, of course, what I can do, I can get better ion disruptors here. Let's go for the ion disruptors for the moment being. And As you can see, we're still busy with uplifting the
Construction
Aramati species. So this has finished its queue, which is fine. Okay. Right, let's have a look. There are 2 federations now. There's this one here. These guys seem to like us quite nicely. But even better yet is these guys here. And I'm kind of hoping to be able to ask for a better status there, but I don't seem to be able to get it from these guys here. Let's check out these guys here. Minus 46. So what's the main difference? Wars of aggression. Okay, spiritual seekers. Let's have another look at our own composition of our population. Population. Where's our population? Policies and edicts. Let's have a look at on here. Drone optimization will cost us. Society research grant, physics research grant, encourage free thought, engineering research, or information quarantine. Right, let's kick up that game speed once again.
Research complete.
There we go. Betharian power plant. Have I got much Betharian stuff? No, I don't. Now, what we could now go for is, of course, either the impulse thrusters. Advanced fusion powered thrusters provide ships with unmatched maneuverability and speed under sublight conditions. Or I can actually go for this battleship one. I'm actually going to go for that one. And that's, of course, a good point for us to call it a day. So what I'm actually going to do, I'm going to basically save away the game. And we're going to basically, of course, end the recording. Hopefully you did enjoy today's episode. But I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Take care. Bye-bye.